What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Welcome to another episode of
The So-So Podcast. The So-So.
The So-So Podcast.
How you guys doing? Welcome, everybody. Our name is Blluist. My name is Gray.
And I'm Blue.
And this is a monthly podcast of the things that just kind of happen during the month. We talk about things that we don't really talk about on stream.
It's like behind the scenes, basically.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Blluist behind the scenes podcast, or just streamer
thoughts,
streamer behind the scenes in general, for the month of March 2022. So we got a little different thing going on because we've been using the green screen for stream. So as you can see, we have waifu in the back, supported by Miyazaki and waifu. So 44 hours. Anyways, we actually didn't start the month this month with Elden Ring.
We actually did a charity stream first.
Yeah.
We actually played Outlast 2.
First horror game
that?
in a while.
Yeah. Has been.
Let's be honest. How scared were you when you were playing Outlast 2? Was it scarier than Outlast 1?
No, I think 1 was scarier.
It was
2 was
twisted,
pretty.
yeah.
It was 2 was just like oh god.
Yeah.
More than like jump or like just like terror. It was just more. It was a little bit demented.
Yeah. And it was for a charity. You might not see us wearing the shirt because we always wear the shirt, our sub shirt, but it was a charity for Hope for the Day. So everybody, thank you guys so much for donating. We got a lot of money. We got some good feedback on that from the organizers and whatnot. So thank you guys so much. We'll definitely do a charity again in the near future. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for that. I don't know if the combination was. It wasn't even October, so playing a scary game. It was like out of nowhere.
Yeah, but you always have this thing where you just all of a sudden want to play horror games.
Yeah,
so.
I have it right now. I want to play horror games right now.
Yeah, you want to play. I know, but we just played one, so I don't know.
That's right. It just feels like it's just always fun, especially because we're doing Elden Ring split control. It feels like it reminds me of where it all started, which was horror games. So
True.
Yeah.
True.
I kind of want to play those games again, is what it feels like. All right. And of course, right
Elden
after
Ring.
that, we started playing Elden Ring split control. Crazy. This game is crazy.
I don't know where to start with Elden Ring.
We've never streamed a game for 170 hours, which is it's crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Because we usually go on to the next thing.
We usually move on.
Our streamer mindset comes in. We got a variety streamer. We must go to the next game.
We gotta move on. We gotta play something else.
Not with this one.
Not with this one, yeah. This was the first time we also did split control where it was first playthrough as well. Not counting horror games, of course, but
it's just like the game is huge, but
it's a lot of fun. So
addicting that you just can't stop playing it. We have 170 hours on stream. I have 120 hours off stream. It just never ends. It just never ends. Right now, as we're filming this podcast, we're kind of getting into the last parts of the story. There's so much to explore, but we'll be doing up until the story. We're not going to do NG Plus on stream. Yeah. Just up until the end of the story, but I don't know. It's kind of bittersweet. It feels like we've been streaming it for
forever.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of things have happened. We'll get into that, but
I'm kind of scared of moving on, to be completely honest. But
yeah, it's bound to happen. Yeah. I think it's done us a lot better than it ever will. I think it's we've done a lot of split control stuff, but there's nothing that compares with this one, game wise and also just stream wise,
experience wise.
Yeah. And I think we have the questions up from the subs, and I think a lot of people are going to be asking about this too, but did you expect us to, we grew substantially we are growing as we play Elden Ring.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not something we expected, especially since like Elden Ring was so popular. There were so many streamers playing it. So,
yeah,
I mean, we delayed it by a weekend or something. But even then, like we were still discussing like, wait, should we wait longer? Because we will probably get buried. We might have less viewers than usual. You know, it might not go that well, kind of thing. But we were both really interested in playing, so we're like, you know what, we should just play it because we do just personally want to play it.
Yeah.
So.
And we won't be able to watch other streams either.
Yeah, we can't watch other streamers because everyone's playing Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the beginning we really thought it wouldn't go well. We thought we would just get buried under there, and it's like, you know, everyone's playing Elden Ring, so why would anyone come to us?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So we really thought we would actually dip in numbers.
100%.
During Elden Ring.
100%.
But it didn't.
And it was like, it was something that we had to really balance. Like, this is a game that we've been waiting for. We want to play it. So there's a side of us that just wants to play the game and stream it. But we had to be like, you know, is that the best choice for us? Is that, we talked to other people and then they streamed it for like a day. And then they were like, you know what? I'm going to wait a little bit on Elden Ring. And I was like, I think that's a smart idea. I think that's, it makes sense. We're only gonna wait a weekend though, because we want to keep going. Like we cannot wait to play this game. And we started playing it, and the growth obviously came from the LSF stuff, which is pretty crazy to think, man. Like it's crazy to think that even I mean,
even before LSF though, we were getting the higher end of our numbers.
For sure. Yeah. For the last like month or so, actually, like we were starting to grow a little bit, and then we were like, oh, okay, like we are growing. We didn't really know where that growth was coming from.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was definitely the help of our friends, I'm sure, like raids and stuff like that. But we weren't doing anything special.
Yeah.
We were just doing our normal thing and just working on how to stream, I guess, and just doing our normal thing. And then it was LSF, and when the first video of
it was us versus Margit.
Yeah, went up.
Yeah.
And that was like that one. I woke up the morning after that because I didn't know that was posted, and then I woke up and we were just getting all these follows on Twitch, and I was wondering why. And then then
we checked
clip.
Discord, and then it's like, oh, someone posted it on Reddit for us.
And then I was like, oh, that's really cool. That we never thought in a million years that's the place. You know, like I didn't really see gaming content on LSF. Like it was always like IRL content or like drama stuff or just huge streamers that already have a huge following on there. So I didn't know people would actually like care.
Yeah.
So it was a very surprising thing, and it was just it just goes to show that it's, you know, people talk a lot about how YouTube is important, and it's like
that's where you grow from.
The other platforms are important to grow on Twitch, and I didn't think that. And people, you know, when you talk to like IRL streamers, it's typically not a good thing to be on LSF.
Yeah, it's usually a negative thing because it's like, oh no, what did I say or what did I do? Right.
It's like a drama based thing. But for us, it was just like
people were so wholesome.
Yeah, and like it's the community that really just came through and put us on there. It was you guys that did it, you know, and it wasn't we wouldn't have never done that, put that on LSF. So it just comes to show that it's just the supportive community, you know, just really, really helping us out. And I think the first one was posted by Panda, and and after that, people were like, oh, when there's a big fight, I'm gonna post it, right? And EGAB posted the second one, and I think a lot of people were trying to post the Millennium one, and then I think Fuchan ended up posting it. Yeah. And so shouts out to you guys and everybody that was just like, yo, get ready for LSF, like get ready, like just that support, and people coming from LSF that are still sticking around, and we've gotten a lot of like first time subs, and it's just our numbers are growing like crazy. Like if we were getting we were at a point before we started streaming Elden Ring that we were like getting like, like maybe breaking 100, maybe break sometimes, and we're like,
sometimes,
we're
but
growing.
It was like 80s, 90s kind of thing,
and we were growing.
Yeah.
That was already growth for us, and then all of a sudden when we play Elden Ring, it's like it's like double those numbers, and so it's very interesting because we did YouTube, but it's not like there's so many other content creators that put so much more effort into it, and it's like we grew off the community posting something about us. It's not us trying to like make, having an editor, and of course we have a great editor. We Roy's awesome, like making great stuff, and then we post our like shorts and stuff like that. TikTok,
and we'll definitely make
like
one for we'll commission one for Elden Ring as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. But so I'm not saying that that's not the way to do it, but this was just like one of those like, whoa, that's a way to grow on this, like as a gaming desktop streamer. Like that's very interesting. It was a very kind of curveball, I think, and it was just like the bet, and it wasn't even us, it was the community. It was us doing the thing, and then it was the community just taking that clip, and it was like no edits, there's no editing, it's just a clip of it, and then boom, and it's just like, it's very surprising that we're still being able to keep that. And of course the big thing, right, the big thing that's like in our heads, and it would be for everybody that's in this situation, would be, what the fuck are we gonna do after Elden Ring?
I know, I don't know
what, like how, and we have to pat ourselves, like get ready that if when we're variety streamers, and we do want to move on, play different games, we will move on and play different games.
But that's the scariest
and then
thing.
That dip is going to happen, and it's inevitable, and it's no one's fault. That's just the nature of things. Is like, daijoubu kana? Like, are we gonna be like?
Are we going back to like 80s? Are we
never know.
Back to 70s? Like, we don't really know how far it's gonna dip.
And it is scary. It's
very scary.
To be completely honest, like we're enjoying the ride, and this is a game that I can be addicted to. Like on stream, we always talk about how I get addicted to games like 14 and stuff like that. I never stop playing, blah, blah, blah. But I was never able to just stream it all the time. But now I get to actually, this sounds weird, but stream my addiction, so I can't wait to stream every single day, more than ever. And we stream like average like 10 hours. Like this is a crazy arc in Blluist. That like every day is like 10 hours, and we sleep at like 4. We slept at like 5 or 4 yesterday. Yeah,
we did.
And
we were up for a while.
Like we're like behind on a lot of things. I'll be real. Like we're behind on a lot of the things that we have to do because we're so addicted to streaming the game. Because we wake up, I go to work, maybe come back, and then I stream for 12 hours, and then sleep again. So
wake up, stream again.
Apologize. Apologies to all the late replies, the late, this podcast too.
This podcast is late.
By a day, but it's just so fun. This game is so fun. This game is awesome. Streaming it. Let's talk about like streaming the game. I was a little scared because open world games don't really translate with the way we stream games, because we don't. There are games that are very suitable to become just chatting streams.
Yeah.
Especially MMOs
and open world games. Yeah.
And
we're not very good at streaming open world games.
And that is a totally okay way and acceptable way to stream it. Right? And there's no problem with that. But we decided that if we were going to do this game, we didn't want that.
Like we wanted to be completely immersed in Elden Ring.
Yeah. And
so it's like just chatting is when we actually do just chatting. Or we don't want to do breaks. Just chatting while we play Elden Ring. Yeah. Yeah, and it's just a little like, I guess, just streamer mindset when it comes to it. Like I want to talk about the game. I want to be a lot of course not all the time. Like we go off into different things, and sometimes, but for us to grow, for us, besides the whole LSF and all those things that were out of our control, the things that we can control before going in was, this is an open world game. This is going to take a long time.
let's see how many people we can get, or how many people we can get to focus on the game, and that's all up to us. And of course, like with the nature of watching streams, not everybody's going to be watching the stream on their main monitor while, you know, they don't, like, it's just going to be on the side monitor. But when they hear something coming from the side, I want it to be about the game and not just something completely random that would be on a just chatting, that'll be a just chatting stream topic. And it was just a little thing that we've been kind of working towards. And we knew it was going to be hard. It was a first playthrough. We've never done it. As soon as the game came out, everyone was like, holy shit, this game is so hard. Like, and everyone was talking about the first boss. And like, what the fuck? This game is impossible. Like, and we were definitely ready for some hard times. So we thought, if it is that hard, if we want to be the streamers that our style, because there's a style of streaming that we want to be, we have to focus on the game and try to keep people into the game and not something else. And like, people can talk about whatever they want and get into their own conversations, and, you know, like we've always said, that's okay. But for us personally, and what we talk about and how we direct the conversation,
we just wanted to be fully immersed in the game during the game, basically. When
there's a lot of exploration and there's a lot of like downtime with a game like this, it's really easy and acceptable to talk about all kinds of stuff, because you can stream this game, you can stream it any way you want. But for us personally, it was a challenge. And then one thing I do want to talk about, Blue, and I think is really important, is backseating. And with it's something that we always talk about with any game, but especially Soulsborne games. But what do you what's our stance here when it comes to like backseating? Because I think it's a little bit, ours might be not like, I think a lot of people do this too, but for us, we have a specific, not specific, but it's loose, I guess.
Yeah, we don't really care about backseating. It's just more like if you want to tell your tips and tricks and whatnot, we're totally down. We're open to hearing them, but we can't promise that we'll listen to it.
Yeah. We'll play the game if we want to, but
yeah.
It's almost like with a game like this without a guide, I think a lot of people that play this first playthrough without any type of guide is just like a whole nother level of gamer.
Yeah.
Right? And it's so hard to find everything. We didn't find everything at all in the stream game.
We did not.
I mean, but we're definitely satisfied with what we have. The journey that we've been on Elden Ring. We're almost at the end here of Elden Ring, but as we record this podcast, but it's hard because I know some people are very strict, and it makes sense. I understand, and they have the no spoiler tag, but we don't have that.
We do not.
I actually changed it on Nightbot. There is a command that called, it's either no spoilers or spoilers. I changed it and I added it just in case, because it's such a common thing. If somebody hits that and the command says something like blue and gray will decide what's backseating and what is like spoiler territory, you know, unless it's obviously someone just trying to ruin it. It's very obvious to tell. But the worst thing that happens, and this is the one thing that I'm scared of. I don't care if I get, like, if something happens and someone's excited and I get spoiled. There's so many ways, right? Like, I just don't want people in chat to fight about it.
Yeah.
Because it's so different to every person what a spoiler is. Oh my god, this moment is coming. Holy shit, that's a spoiler. Oh my god, I can't, get ready.
Get ready for the next boss. It's like, that's a spoiler. But at the end of the day, like,
there was somebody like gifting subs to, you know, you can gift a sub to anybody.
The next boss.
It would be the next, like a hint to the next boss, which is like, in my experience in other streams, that's bannable. Like, people get banned for that.
Yeah. Because it's technically a spoiler.
You're just, but we don't care. Like, you know, we're like, you know, that's funny. Like, because it doesn't make any sense to us at the moment. And then it makes sense when you see the boss. Like, oh, Like that's what they meant, right? So to us it's fine. Like, but the worst is when people start arguing with each other and they're all just thinking about us.
Yeah.
Like what's the best for us. So nobody's coming from a bad place. One person is just excited for us to see the game, for us to play the game. The other person is like trying to protect us and be like, I want them to have this genuine thing, right? This genuine experience. And those are both two good things. But when they start clashing, that's a problem. The clashing is a problem, and that is not acceptable.
And that's what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you're streaming it, you're basically opening it up to backseating or spoilers. Because that's just what comes with streaming. You can't really have a spoilerless experience, like 100% spoilerless experience, because you're going to have people who are really excited. There's going to be people who are just so passionate that they want to talk about it. And honestly, and
they're trying their best.
They're trying
their best.
But it's sometimes hard because you're just so excited that someone's going through like something that you might let something slip, and you can't really fault anyone for that. Because then you will just have a really silent chat because no one can say anything.
It's also hard because you ask like rhetorical, like in the nature of streaming a game, you ask a question. Like it could be like a rhetorical question or just a random thought. You're not asking chat, but everyone's so nice that they'll tell you.
Yeah.
And like how are you?
You can't blame people.
I can't differentiate that. If I was a chatter, and I would be like, yeah, it's right here, or like it's in this direct. It's so hard, and it's too. I don't know. To me, and everyone. There's people that can do it. There's people. There's like mods that are like. They have a very strict rule. This is what spoiling is, and then they'll just delete the comments. Go when they go, and usually for like bigger streamers too. But and that's okay too. That's completely fine. It's your stream. Do it your own way. But for us, and we've mentioned this many times before, is that if we wanted a spoiler-free experience, we wouldn't stream it if it was that important to us. For us. So there's a certain level. That being said, it was fine. Like it wasn't like someone came in and be like, "Yo, the last boss is this." Like we still don't know who the last boss is. We don't know. Everyone has been very nice about it, and everyone has been very supportive. So like nobody has crossed the line or anything, in any way. It's just that when people start fighting in chat about it, that's when I'm like, please take it to the DMs. Like, this is not the place to do it.
Yeah.
You guys are coming from good places.
You guys are both right.
Yeah, but don't fight here about that. Like, that's not okay. Yeah. So, that's the only thing. Like, and that being said, that does also not mean that you can just come into stream and just like actively spoil everything. But that wouldn't be fun. Like, trust me, if you did that, if someone did that, that wouldn't be fun for you. You're wasting your time in a boring stream at that point because you're taking away the excitement goes both ways. When you see us reacting to something or when you see us experience something for a good time, I promise you it's way more fun that way as a viewer too, than just being like, oh, okay, so this is here, this is here, this is here. But it's we'll like ask like, well, I don't know where the key is to here, and then someone will be like, oh, it's in that cave. I'm like, thanks, man. Like it's that kind of conversation is extremely natural, and to me, is kind of the core of streaming, I think. So which is kind of a, depending on who you ask, it might be kind of a very unpopular opinion, but we've always said that. So people that have been here know that, and there might be someone new watching the stream, so I just want to reiterate that's like, your excitement, it's okay. It's good. It's good. It gives us that energy too, and that's a rad thing. I love it. We feed off that. Even if you guys are just text, we feed off that shit. So like, it's I just want to put that out. It's a hard conversation to have, and it's hard to define it, and I don't think you need to define it, but just to talk about it is important with games like this.
For sure. I think it's very important to address.
Yeah. So, but anyways, Elden Ring, holy shit. It's like, it's been crazy with the growth and the game itself. As a streamer, I always turn off my viewers, but we do see our analytics later. And also
popping off.
We've been mixing it up with the spring festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the weird thing was like we had the spring festival. It's called a Bits and Sub Festival, but in the guideline. And this is another thing that we talked about a lot, and it's like so hard for us to like go into it because we don't know too much about it. Is that except that it's on the official website.
Oh yeah, no bits.
The no bits thing for people, and there's a lot of people in Japan that don't do it anyway. They don't do it, and of course you're not going to get penalized for it. But we just didn't. If it was in the official guidelines,
we just wanted to
from software, wishes, then it's like we'll do it, and it was mostly for YouTube. We always say I think because originally it was for no super chat. Pretty much in Elden Ring, for people that don't know, in Elden Ring, before the game came out, FromSoft had a guideline for streaming it. And it said, if it's service-based stuff like subscriptions and stuff like that, or like ads on YouTube, that's fine. But direct monetization, whereas kind of like donations, tips, that you can't do. And they specifically said no super chat. They didn't say about bits. They didn't even think about Twitch in that. So please turn super chat off. And people that are on Twitch, that are in Japan, that are going to stream it in Japanese. It didn't say what language you stream it in. It specifically said streamers in Japan.
In Japan, yeah.
So they're not even acknowledging in that there's people that speak English that might not even read the guideline because I don't think it's translated.
It's not. It's only in Japanese.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's just such an afterthought that, I think, the Twitch thing. But people are kind of freaking out on the Twitch partner Discord, like, wait, so can we get bits? Can we not get bits if they can't do super chat? Like, what's the deal here? Like, we can't turn it off. You can turn off super chat, which is the equivalent of bits on Twitch.
Yeah.
On YouTube, but you can't turn it off for Twitch. So they're like, what do we do? And then actually, according to them, the Twitch contacted FromSoft and they added a line saying, if you can't turn it off on your specific platform, just put in the title.
Yeah, just put in the title.
Right. So which is an afterthought that they had to add because to keep it equal. It wasn't going to be any trouble, but we would just thought, we would rather put it in than not put it in. So that's all the information we have about it. Like, we can't answer. So we have no answers about it. A lot of people asked us, about it, but it was, there's some speculations that we can make, but none of them
don't know the
is
full,
true.
Yeah.
So,
we don't know the full story.
Yeah, that's just what it is. And then then I don't want people to be like, oh my God, like FromSoft, blah, blah. Like it's like for us, it's just like we're streaming the game, so and then we didn't if there's rules that they specifically want, then whether it be legal or like let's. If they say it's their game and we are borrowing, we're playing the game. So, I mean, we bought it, but we're streaming it. So,
we'll follow necessary rules.
That being said, we don't live off of bits anyways.
Yeah.
So it
wasn't that big of a issue.
We'd rather just play the game than argue about how to stream it. If they're just you can do it, just do this. For us, it just worked out. It was just
that's fine.
Yeah. If they said no subs, we would have been like, what? But or we would be like, that's what's going on. A lot, what's going on? But it just for us personally, and we don't really care about being justice man, justice woman. If it just worked out.
We just want to play the game.
Yeah.
That's it.
So we just put it in, because it was in the guidelines.
Yeah.
Because that is a thing that a lot of people asked us while we play the game about the no bits thing. And there's nothing to further there for us it's just gonna be meaningless speculation, and that's just a waste of time for us. So, so that was the no bits thing. We're almost at the end of Elden Ring. We have no idea what we're gonna do after Elden Ring, but hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah, hopefully we can think of something.
Hopefully people will, some people will stay. I know it's not gonna be the
Everyone.
same, yeah, but it's, yeah. And the reason why we talk about something, I'm looking at the questions right now. A lot of them are obviously about Elden Ring, so we're gonna, usually we do this for like a little longer, but talk about,
Let's go into questions.
yeah, and then I think
We'll answer something.
a lot of it. I don't want to like answer all of them before we go into the questions. So let's get to the questions. We got some questions from Twitch subs. And here we go. We only did 2 things this month anyway, so
Yeah,
it was,
we didn't do too much.
yeah.
We don't have too much to reflect on, but
yeah. And the things that we reflect on will probably be in this. So you guys in the back, you guys see the your questions. Thank you guys so much. The first one is from Floating Yuzu, asking, feels cozy new episode.
we have not done Feels Cozy in years. It's a little podcast thing, not podcast, but it was like a little show that we used to do on Twitch where we would bring in friends and ask them a bunch of questions. It was just like a Q&A kind of thing with content creators.
It was
people
pretty
we thought
cool.
were interesting. So
Yeah, we had like YouTubers on there. We had people that were like that worked on the UI for Final Fantasy 14, and like it's pretty crazy. Like we had a lot. It wasn't just friends. Of course, there were a bunch of friends, but
it was just people we thought were interesting.
it's hard to plan that stuff.
It is.
We tried to, and we got like we contacted like other like IRL content creators that we've never talked to before. So then that I just like enjoyed their streams, and they were like, yeah, let's do it. And so they're really wholesome about it, but
It's just hard to do. It's just hard to schedule too.
yeah, especially because a lot of them don't live in Japan, so the time zones are weird.
Yeah. And it was like we would have to ask them, or like it would be like 3 a.m. for us, or like it'd be like 3 a.m. for them, or like
The only ones that worked out were the ones that were in Japan. Like the only ones that so when we had a good enough amount of people that kind of started off, and it was a lot of people in Japan, but
we started asking people that lived outside of it, but just time zone wise, it just would not work out. So
and it's too hard to work it out. It's one of those things that if we had something a little bit more for us to offer, then we could that could be like a drive, or because time is extremely important for these people, of course, to us too. So hopefully, I really like doing it. I really enjoy doing it.
Hopefully we can bring it back sometime, but I don't know.
It was a cool thing that we started, and it's not dead in any way. Yeah. It's just something that other things just got, and we're doing other things too. So thank you for that question, Yuzu. We would love to do it again. Vaughn asks, what do you guys do after a 13-hour boss fight stream full of tension and adrenaline?
I go to bed.
I boot up Elden Ring.
I just go chill with Anya, drink some tea, and then maybe read, but then just go to bed because I'm usually pretty exhausted by then. So
I no joke pop up Elden Ring and do my off-stream account and try to catch up.
Yeah.
I think I'm too like hopped up, like I can't sleep. What? Like I'm like so stoked. Or I just get a little snacks and my part 2 starts. I sometimes think I just want to stream again. Like,
yeah, you've done that before too. It's like, wait, can I stream again? It's like, no, you should probably just relax.
After Cynthia, when we beat Cynthia, I think it was Pokemon. Siri plays Pokemon Cynthia. When we beat Cynthia, that was like a 10-hour stream, right?
Yeah.
We did that. It might have been shorter, I don't know, but I beat it, and then I streamed for 6 hours after that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I just want to hang out.
Hyped up on energy. Yeah.
And I can't go to sleep after that. So
yeah, so that's what we do. That's the difference between me and Gray.
Yeah.
Kuchka.
So Ostrich asks, ignore if previously asked. In a past podcast roughly 2 years ago, the possibility of quitting Twitch was being considered if you did not get partner. Or was it partner, or was it just?
It was just growth. It was just growth. Yeah. If we did not see growth, then we would have to move on.
Given the experience you have now as a Twitch partner for roughly a year and a half now, what would you say if you could have 10 minutes with that past Blue and Gray struggling through difficult times? That's a really good question. Blue?
So I'm someone who doesn't listen to people. As in, like, people would give me advice. people would tell me like, oh, you should do this or you should do that, kind of thing. And I don't listen. I'm really bad at that. I'm really bad at taking advice from people. So I honestly would not listen to even me, I think. I'd probably just tell my old self to just keep going because it will get better. But at the end of the day, I don't know if it would have changed me back then because I'm someone who's very hands-on. So if I don't experience it myself, then I don't know if I would believe them, even if it was myself. I don't know. I guess I would just tell them, yeah, just keep on streaming on. Because they'll get better.
She said it. She said the name.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go back and be like, dude, you guys are right. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
You guys are doing everything right.
Yeah, you guys are fine. Don't worry. Like, it's... Yeah. It was a time of doubt. And, of course, I still think about that. Like, those are real feelings. And a little bit of it still is with us. It's not gone in any way.
Yeah, it's still there.
There's other things that we put on top of it and other experience that we have now. But it's still, I think with every content creator, any artist, anybody any job, that feeling when you're at your lowest point, you never forget it. And so it lingers.
Yeah.
So, because it could go away any day, especially like that, like a job like this, could go away in any day, right? And so I think if I could talk to myself for 10 minutes, I would just say, don't worry, you guys are fine. You guys, like, trust me.
You guys are okay.
Well, because I'm from the future, so I'm giving you I am the answer as of now. So, like, you're good. Like, you're good. The ideas that you have spent, the time that you guys have spent thinking about community, thinking about Twitch, thinking about what content means, it's going to reach more people than it's reaching right now. Yeah. And the people that you've reached right now, a lot of them are going to stay.
Yeah.
So a lot of them, you know, they might be in the background, but they won't forget you. They're going to come back once in a while, you know, but you guys know that already, right? You guys have already experienced that when we recorded that podcast. Because it's not like the first day we started streaming, right? It's like it was after that. It was that December podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys have already experienced that. The come and go. It's gonna happen, but
it'll get better.
What you guys have is very special. And don't forget that.
But of course, past me would still be feeling the same things that she did back then too. Even if I went back and said all that.
Yeah, because it still takes that much time, right?
Yeah.
It's all about continuing. You know, if I said that and immediately it was time warp now, that would be different.
Yeah,
but, yeah. So thank you for that question. Really, actually, made me think about it, and it kind of unlocked a little bit. Even though I do think about that podcast a lot.
Yeah.
I think we both think about that podcast a lot.
We do.
Yeah. Thank you. So Derp asks, who are some of your new favorite Soulsborne bosses after all these hours of Elden Ring? Has that rearranged your favorite Soulsborne bosses tier list? Good question. I really like, so far with the bosses that we fought, think Margit. Is that the first one?
That's the first one, yeah.
Margit is probably one of my favorite bosses.
Margit's, yeah, that was a good experience.
I think especially when you fight Margit.
Yeah.
And
it's the Father Gascoigne of Elden Ring.
And I think about that a lot. And I think, not with like difficulty and whatnot, that aside, it was hella hard, but that aside, how epic the Radon fight was is crazy. How you're just
Radon was a great fight.
You start from the bottom of the hill, and then you're on your horse, or you're just like, you know, you have to dodge the arrows. You just run towards this huge fucking guy. Oh my god, like that was so epic. Yeah. Like, and like that was like really hard. But even that aside, just aesthetically, I think the Radon fight was like the most epic moments. We're like, let's go, you know, and like
it definitely wants to.
Yeah, like even in like on stream we didn't use summons, right? But on my off stream account, I was summoning everybody, and I was just like, the moment where like everyone just like charges, except for Alexander because he's a little slow. But like when you just charge it, there's an epic moment. Like that was fucking rad for sure. But I still think Ishin is the best boss. I think Ishin in Sekiro was my favorite boss experience. Just when
Ishin's just a good fight in general.
The feeling that you have when you start and the feeling that you have at the end of Ishin, it is unmatched for me.
Yeah.
Where you go like, this is impossible. Like none of this makes sense. And then everything.
The adrenaline after you beat him is insane.
Yeah.
And that feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you have to nail everything right.
But that
was so good.
That being said, that is my first Soulsborne game. So there might be a little bit of the nostalgia, not nostalgia, but like a special factor.
I agree with you. And Sekiro is not my first Soulsborne.
Yeah, but we all have
just a
bosses,
really
right?
good. It's just a really good boss. They just did such a good job with that boss.
Yeah, but Radon is like, let's go. Like that was pretty fucking sick. How about you, Blue?
I mean, I said this on stream too, but I really liked Malekith. I really liked him.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
I'm kind of like, for my solo file, I think I'm gonna like try and learn his second phase, because we didn't really learn, like I didn't 100% learn it, right? It wasn't like perfected as much as like we did with Millennia.
You can just rush him in the back, right?
Yeah, you can just rush him, but I want to try and kind of like learn him on my solo file, because I think that fight is so cool. He just goes from like potato sack to like this like cool looking boss, and I thought, yeah, the whole fight was really cool.
Did you does that beat Lady Maria for you?
No. No.
The Lady Maria fight.
No.
Does that beat? How was Millennia?
I think aesthetically, I really like her. I think she's my favorite boss, looks wise.
Really?
Yeah.
More than Lady Maria?
Yes.
More than Kos?
Yes, 100%. Yes. I just really liked her transition of going from like just a very normal looking Valkyrie to something that's like rotting away with wings and everything. I thought that was like beautifully done, and how like the whole thing with her lore, her prosthetics, like just everything was just done. Like she's perfect in my eyes, visually, I guess. But I think fight wise, it's not my favorite, just because of the flurries. Because I can dodge the flurries now. I can dodge it when she's close to me too. Like I can dodge it in all forms now. But it's so unsouls like that there is a part of me that's like, I don't know how I feel about this fight completely. Like I know why it's there. I know why the flurries are there. But at the same time, like the fact that you can't just dodge into it, or there's like a way to dodge into it or dodge out of it or something, still kind of irks me to this day. So, yeah.
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah. I mentioned it on stream, but it's like her poise is so low, you can just like rush her.
Yeah.
That first phase.
So you need something to get people away from her, and I get that. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know. Yeah. It's not really. This is like borderline Neo, and I don't know.
If the option was her poise wasn't so low and she still had life, I would take if her poise was higher and you couldn't down her that much, she still had life steal. I love that mechanic.
Yeah.
But you can dodge into the flurries.
I would take that over.
So you can stay close to her at all times. That would personally be a pick for me.
Yeah. I mean, I would be totally okay with her doing Scarlet Rot even in first phase. Like Scarlet Rot's fine, Life Steal's fine. Them like giving her shit ton of poise, that would be fine too. Yeah. It's just that flurry. I just wish they made it so it was a little bit more fair, I guess. But I did like that fight. It was very well done. I think the flowers in the second phase was really cool. I liked how she utilized Scarlet Rot and everything.
Second phase is so hard.
Yeah, it's so hard, but it's a good fight. Aside from
the fear that it instills in you, even though she only has like one or two different moves, is insane. Yeah. How long it takes for you to get used to the fear of like, wait, what's happening? Because like the life steal is just like in your head. I love that is just like wait, but if she hits me, everything is reset. Oh my god, like that's a feeling I never had playing what I've played so far. So that was always like,
too.
it's like once you do the damage, it's done. Like, but that one, it's like the HP bar is alive.
Yeah.
So like I was like, I love that. Like it had a whole new like pressure to the fight. Japanese music artists.
Is this from Sky?
Yes, from Sky as Japanese music artists / bands.
3x3? Like, what are our favorite Japanese bands?
I'm wearing an Ellegarden shirt. I like Ellegarden.
Ellegarden's great. We like Rad Wimps as well.
I've been listening to just recently.
Great.
I've been listening to a Haruka Mirai's new album.
Yeah, that's
it's
a good band
really
too.
good. Highly recommend. I can go on forever for these, but top.
I think those are some of our favorites.
Yeah. Check out the Haruka Mirai new album. I think it's called. I forgot what it's called. New Age, I think, or something like that. It's fantastic. So go check it out. If you like the J-rock type stuff.
Yeah.
Bike ride. Okay, I'm gonna skip this one.
Yeah, fire.
Bike riding streams. Next stream. After Elden Ring. After Elden Ring.
Do you think there's a limit to the content that you can create in terms of viewership and ideas for creating content? And if so, how do you navigate through that?
That's a good question.
I don't think there is a limit. I think creativity and content is limitless. But I think it's difficult. It might get more difficult on fleshing it out, or maybe the quality might go down depending. But I think for specifically for us, I think Gray and I are both creative enough that we can keep thinking of new content.
Yeah, and and you specifically wrote in terms of viewership and ideas, is that the amount of creative you need to be to gain, like, we're talking like thousands of viewers, is insane.
Yeah.
If you go purely from creativity, right? Versus if you're already in a group, or if you're associated, the other ways of getting viewership, associated with other people that have already maybe done that, or have a huge following, it really changes. Viewership is at the level you need to be creative. Even if you are super creative, then there's a chance that nobody's gonna find that, right?
Yeah.
So it's such an astronomical, ridiculously low percentage that your creativeness is equal to viewership. Like it's not, is what I'm saying. It's not equal at all. And I think, like, what is creative content? Like, we don't even know. It's stuff that we don't even know exists out there, and they're doing it right now. As we answer this question, that person is streaming or making that content right now, but nobody knows about it, right? And it's like, if it's creative enough, it'll make itself out or whatever, but it's not always the case. It really is not, and that's where burnout comes out, because people spend a lot of time.
Don't recognize the creativity.
Yeah, and I think everybody is proud of their content. Everybody's proud of what they do, to a certain extent. So in a sense, it's limitless, but at the same time, it's limitless, but it's also bottomless.
Yeah.
It's not just this way, it's this way too. Like, it's not just like up here limitless, it's also limitless down here. Like, it's limitless as in the sense that it could go as low as, if you play all the cards wrong and if you're super unlucky, the
idea could never
it's zero.
Reach the surface.
It could be zero. And that's what, in that sense, yeah. But we don't really think about that. We just keep doing what we.
If we thought about that, then we would not be streaming, I think.
Yeah, and we've worked hard to
just live in denial.
Live in denial. I think we have a good thing going, that we are. We've been working on our luck in that sense. I think it's something you can work on to enhance your chances, and we have been lucky, and I think we are creative and we are lucky, and it's just going to keep going on. It's just going to keep going up from here. There might be, dips and plateaus and whatnot, but it's not going to affect us because we know it's going to come. We know what's to come. But I think we'll always think of something crazy or stupid or,
Yeah.
because it's the most fun. Thank you for that question. That's very, I didn't really think about that question until or really thought about that until that question came up. So thanks, man. As I asked, this month has been great for you guys. How do you keep yourself grounded and not really look into the numbers? We look into the numbers a lot.
Yeah. But we've been doing that for the past 3 years. I think we've gotten pretty good at balancing or like not kind of letting it go to our head. We know now that every time you switch a game, viewers go down, and whatnot. So we are not, I think I think it was just from time and experience.
Mm-hmm. And in a weird way, it was like when we were doing split control from before, we were confident, or we kept telling ourselves that if the timing is right and everything works out, we will have more viewers, we will have more new people that are interested in this. So we just have to believe in ourselves and keep doing it. And so it's crazy. We appreciate it. It's unbelievable that it's happening, that and we're really, really appreciative of everything. But in a sense, this was in the realm of our possibilities because we work our asses off.
Yeah.
I don't know, to continue it. It takes a lot of mentality to see something that doesn't grow. That takes a lot of time, energy, and you don't see it grow. But you just keep doing it because you believe in it. And yes, this growth that we've had is not like 10,000 viewers or whatever, like 3,000 viewers or anything like that. But this growth is huge for us, and it's gonna go down once Elden Ring, or we expect it to go down once Elden Ring is over, which makes 100% sense. Hell yeah, of course, it makes sense. But at least the time being, for us, it's like we can actually tell ourselves that yes, what we were doing, people are interested in it.
Yeah,
people are interested in
exposure. That's what we were lacking.
We were on the right track, and that's what's the most. It's humbling that we were able to do this, or we're doing this right now. But at the same time, that's why we can stay the way we are. Or I don't know why this would change anybody's personality in any way, or why anyone would be, unless you hit it on day one. Yeah. It's because we've been grinding that this is this is, I think we're slowly starting to, people are more open to see, or we have an opportunity now to show more Blluist because I believe in us. And I think, split control aside, we have a chance to show who we are. And I think we're pretty cool.
We have a lot of potential.
Yeah, I think we're pretty cool. Yeah. I think because we worked hard. We were and everybody does, but we worked hard on this. And I think it's we look at the numbers every day. We look at the numbers. We've been looking at the numbers every day, but it's it's
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Thanks to with the LSF thing, it was really the community. Yeah. But thank you guys so much for that. And but we're finally, I think, I can actually tell myself
I'm really proud of what we did.
You guys did something good. You guys are doing something good. You guys are doing something all right. You guys are doing something that's not completely wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah. If that makes sense. Kana? Yeah. Tracy asks, favorite Digimon character and why? My favorite Digimon character is Metaru Mamemon because I was very small and I was a chibi when I was growing up. And when I saw that guy with the claws and the cannon, I thought he was the size of a pinball. He just looks so badass. So Metaru Mamemon is my favorite Digimon. How about you, Blue?
Mine is Berezevumon because I think he looks cool.
But is it that's the biker one, right?
That's the one with the bike, yeah. Or I like Cubimon too, the fox one.
Because it looks like Anu.
That too, yeah.
Even
and
though
I
there
like
isn't
really
a
like
movie mode.
Japanese looking things, and yeah, she like turns into this Sakeyamo, yeah. And it's like she controls like
That is
cherry
very,
blossoms and stuff.
very blue answer.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
Very blue answer. So those are our favorites. Fuchan asks, have you been involved in fashion either professionally or DIY recently? If not, interested in doing so.
Oh.
I put pins on my jacket. That's my extent.
Yes, I am interested. I hope that someday I can make my own like clothing line connected to Blluist. But that's, further in the future. Anything involved recently? I mean, I've been cutting up my sweatshirts and shirts and stuff.
The DIY.
Is that? Yeah, that's pretty much it though. I haven't really made anything or anything like that. Just, little DIYs here and there. Mm-hmm. But I would love to do like a collection or like a brand connected to Blluist in the future. That'd be cool.
That's like your like main plan.
Yeah. That's what I want to do. Yeah. Like that's been my plan since we started this.
Like once we started, like, oh, this is like people actually care about Blluist.
Like I want to make my own brand connected to Blluist. Like not gamer merch or anything like that, but like I don't know. I want to make cool clothes connected to Blluist. Okay, that's it. I want to make you guys look cool.
Great answer. What
next one's from Fuchan as well.
What recent trends in streaming have you thought were neat or dumb? Recent trends. What are recent trends?
I don't know what recent trends
was the whole like watch anime illegally on.
Oh.
Was that meta?
Was pretty dumb.
Is that too like? Is there must be other trends that we're missing, right?
Yeah,
like,
the only one we know so far is like people watching anime on streams, and I thought that was pretty dumb.
Yeah, that's stupid as hell.
Yeah,
like,
it's so dumb.
It's so dumb. Like that's it's not. It's like a neat idea. It's a neat experience for the fans. But
It's so dumb.
What it like? It's so like, hey, I can do anything I want. So
it's so low effort. It's like you're just turning a TV on. It's like, here, watch this with me.
No,
or watch this kind of thing.
It's not even about the low effort thing. That's me. It's like it affects everybody else.
Yeah.
But they don't care. Like it just shows that they don't. It seems like maybe there was more thought into it, but it just didn't. It was a very like just selfish kind of thing. There's so many videos about it, but like, so we're not gonna go into it because you can find a lot of stuff
People
about that.
talking about it, yeah.
But it's not interesting. Mm-hmm. It doesn't. Like a lot of the videos, they say that they're not pushing any borders; they're just pushing buttons.
Yeah,
and which is a really good way to put it because it's like it affects the smaller streamers and what we can do on
everyone else
on the platform. Just because you want to be edgy and want to be like this like outlaw thing. And for people that don't know, it's like they're big streamers that were streaming like Naruto and stuff and like Death Note and stuff. That's because some of it's on like YouTube. And they were just streaming it like a watch party, not on like Prime Watch Party, but just streaming it. And you can't do that for obvious reasons.
Yeah, for multiple reasons.
I don't think Twitch is actually going to do anything. But like they got banned here and there, but doesn't do anything. And
it's only for like a week. So
I think someone got like a 30-day ban or something, but it doesn't affect them. Like it doesn't. I think that's the last trend.
And they got something. Wait, I think that's the last trend that we know of, or that we've seen. I don't really know of anything else.
What's trending
now? I don't know what's trending recently, so I'm not sure.
All I've been doing is Elden Ring for the last month, so I don't.
Well, that's all we've been thinking of. Yeah. So.
Any other trend? If I think of something, I'll mention it again.
Mention it later.
From Panda, any noticeable stat increase after the LSF clips?
Yes, massive.
Yes. Very big for us.
Numbers have been skyrocketing.
For us,
for us. Subs have been increasing.
Yes.
Just in general, everything has blown up.
Yeah, and it's a little scary, but I was talking about this, but like. A lot of streamers get into this like, and this is something that we're really lucky about, and is that there's zero imposter syndrome about any of this for us.
Yeah.
Because it's something that we believed in and we kept doing, and
we've been working on.
And it's like, yeah, like the community came through like with those clips and like posting them and like fuck yeah. But it was just something that, it's hard to say it, but like we earned it.
Yeah.
We aren't, and I think it's not gonna stay as we say. Like it's not like, you know, like it's gonna, things are gonna like move on. People are gonna move on after Elden Ring. Yes, we know that, and all that. But like as for now, it's something that I can say that we're proud of, and it's something that we've earned, our hard work. And I'm really glad that we can say that, because when you see a jump like we did, going from like, you know, maybe breaking 100 viewers, and then when we play Elden Ring going into like 250, 260 and stuff like that, and then just all the support, the first time subs and all the stuff, just subscribers and all the gift subs and all that stuff. It's really easy to feel that you don't deserve it. And you feel like, why do I have this? And there's a lot of cases like that where people, you know, they do deserve it, but they can't feel like they deserve it. But
in our case, we definitely,
I feel like we're just really proud of what we did.
We can be not just 100% proud,
and not just like the split control, but the community that we were able to make that made this happen. And that's why we're always just like, yo, thank you for your time. Like, thank you for hanging out. But I think it's okay to say that I'm very comfortable, not comfortable, like very, I think it's very deserving. It's like a win for, you know, hopefully people want to see us grow, you know, like in the community too. And it was like this big win for all of us.
Yeah.
Doesn't really change the way we live or anything like that. Like, it's not like we went to a level of subs that we're gonna like move out, you know, and it's not like that, but like still the growth is there. And we see a lot of new names, we see a lot of, you know, people of course that are always there too, and so it's just, the growth is definitely there, and the stats also show that too. So the followers and stuff, also we've gotten a lot of followers, we've gotten a lot of just live views.
It's really cool to see.
Yeah,
that what we are doing is like we're doing okay. Yeah. We're doing good.
Yeah. And it's not, and I just want to reiterate that it's not like just, you know, what it started off with Blue and I, just Gray and Blue, but it's just this community that thought like, yo, I'm gonna put this up on LSF. Like, we wouldn't have thought of that. And to be able to put that up, you know, to be able to, you know, get a group of people that would take their time to put our name out there, and
that are excited with us.
Yeah. It means a lot. It's a
cool feeling.
It does mean a lot, and it's great. And but it adds pressure in a good way for us to keep doing it.
That's true.
And
it does.
We're just thinking about what to do next, and the next step for us, whatever that may be. We'll think of something, and we'll keep going.
Yeah.
What are on the top of Blue's list to do with Mama Blue when she touches down in Tokyo?
We're gonna go eat cake.
Such a fast answer.
That's about it. I don't know. I don't really know what all we have planned. It's just nice to see her. I haven't seen her in 2 years, so we'll probably go spend time and get tea, cake. I don't know. Go shopping. I'm not sure.
Just the normal Mama Blue stuff.
Yeah, just the normal stuff you do with your mom.
When you get cake, can I come?
You can come to like one of them. Yeah, we'll probably go multiple times. So yeah, of course, you're invited.
Okay, I got invited to one of the cake dates. I went to the cake date last year.
You did. Yeah.
Or the 2 years ago.
That's one of the cake dates.
Nice.
We go like a ton of times.
Oh, did you guys go more than once that time?
We go like 5 times.
Damn,
are you kidding
man!
me?
I thought it was that. I thought I made it to the one, but
no.
The one and only.
Like every time we hang out, she's like, "Let's go get cake."
Oh,
so we go get cake. Like Japanese cakes are like, she looks forward. She diets before she gets here so she can eat Japanese cake.
All right,
like
this year
on the daily.
2 cake dates, my goal this year. So thanks. Yeah, so that's what she's gonna do. Kago asks, are there any games that you prefer to watch others play instead of playing them yourself? I like watching people play like Stardew Valley.
Oh yeah, that's
and like farming games or like really long like Ark. I like games like survival games, like just that take hours and hours. I watch that more than I play it.
I don't think I have any. Yeah, because I like playing all of them. I like watching them too, but I don't have anything where I would rather watch them play. Because I love watching people play Soulsborne, but I love playing it too. So I don't think I have anything where it's like, oh, I would rather watch someone.
Any type
I'm trying to think. I like farming games. I love farming games.
Yeah.
I think I have anything.
Yeah, so I like the farming stuff, the survival stuff for me. Like I just kind of like get bored after a while, but watching someone play it is just a really chill experience, and I just like I enjoy it that way for me.
Yeah.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Next one is from Kinder. It's kind of niche, but do you have any advice for raising kids in Japan to be bilingual? My wife doesn't speak English, so they have close to no exposure to English, and I don't make enough to send them to an international school. They're 5 and 7 years old, if that matters. Is it possible to send them to like an English class? Like not school, but
Like
they
a
probably
cram
have
school kind of thing?
Yeah, like cram school for English. They might have some for kids, because they definitely have some for adults. So if they have any for kids where they can go like maybe once or twice a week, where they can learn and also practice conversational English, I think that would definitely help.
And it's an opportunity for them to make international friends.
Yeah, because I think friends are the biggest thing.
Yes.
Friends are what forces you to learn a language. That's how I learned English.
That's how my brother learned English.
Friends.
Yeah.
So like school, I don't really remember much about learning English in school or class. It's learning English through friends is what really forced me to learn it. So if there's any kind of way for them to make international friends, that would be the best case. So like if there's any kind of like clubs that they can join, where it's, you know, a mix of kids with different languages, that'd be great. But yeah, I'm not sure what all the options are, but just any way they can make English speaking friends.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now, my brother went to a Japanese school and then went to New York after like I think like middle school or something like that for a bit, and he couldn't speak Japanese. He couldn't speak English, but he liked playing basketball, and his neighbor, his friend that was playing basketball, could only speak English, and he was like, he learned like everything from that guy, and he wasn't even learning. He was just wanting to like communicate and then like hang out after playing basketball, like playing games and stuff like that, and learn. That's when he said he learned the most English, is when he was forced to speak it.
Yeah. So because the desire to want to communicate with new friends is very strong.
Yeah, it's like a concentrated like, because when a lot of people like go to like learn English, it's more like for work or like they need to do it, right?
Yeah.
But when you mix it with I want to do it, it's like,
yeah. Especially if you're a kid, that'll go by so fast.
Oh yeah, for sure. The younger, the better.
Yeah, so make them become friends with English speakers. Honestly, even online is fine too, because they have voice chat and everything now. So games might even be a good like starting point too. I don't really know, but like any way that they can interact with English speakers is the best way, I think.
Okay, and Fuchan is the last question here. Yep. So that was a in-depth question. Nice. I don't know if we could answer it because we're not parents ourselves, but we were the kids. We were the kids. Yeah. But yeah, how has being a streamer changed how you view streams in your downtime? Do you find yourself noticing little things differently? なるほどね. So like 職業病か.
I mean, there are times where like, because we have a very specific way of streaming, so sometimes we'll watch a stream and it's like, oh, it's interesting. That's not how we would stream that. I have those kind of thoughts, but
I notice like for example, like the person's playing like right here, right? They're playing like this and they're playing a game, and then their monitor, like I have a second monitor right here, right? And they're playing, and then they're reading chat like this, and I'm reading the chat too because I'm in the chat. And it's either toxic or it's something that they don't want to really touch on.
They'll ignore it.
I can see it, and like I can see they're like, should I read it? Should I not read it? Should I read it? I'm not gonna touch it. Man, this tree, like I can tell, but it's only like a split second. Yeah. And
it's okay. But they don't want to talk about that.
Like you can tell, like when somebody's like, or like, and I don't think I could tell that like moment unless I've, been in that situation or like been streaming or like.
It's very. Yeah.
Oh God, I think I look at overlays a lot more.
Yeah.
In a stream. I notice like the.
I was like, oh, they shouldn't have this overlay. You can't see much. Or like, whoa, their camera is so big. Or I was like, whoa, their camera's tiny. Or like little things like that. Yeah.
Or like, wow, that's really good. I'm going to use that. Or like, like that's, I start looking at the little like assets in the, on the stream more, like the visual assets that people don't really think about. Or like, I start to think like, so they have like a theme going on with their overlay. And then I start thinking like, why do they go with that? Like it matches, it looks great, but I'm like, how did they come to, like when they commissioned this overlay, what was the thought behind it?
Yeah, like why did they do this kind of thing? Yeah.
And like at that point I'm not even like watching the stream. Or like when or like a stream that I would watch normally, and then they will like change something up, right? And they'll be like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like it's just like instead of like all this chat here, they put it here, or like there's a camera here, or like the last subscribers here, just so there's more like real estate on the on the screen. And like you start to notice a little like how where they put chat, is there chat on screen, or like things that definitely, and that's how it definitely changed for me.
It's just a lot of like overlay stuff and like streamer habits. I think a lot of streamer habits.
Yeah,
because it'd be like, oh, they don't have any comment. They're looking for something to comment on here.
Yeah.
Or like you would notice that where it's like, oh, okay, they're getting kind of bored of this area.
Oh, or like, you can totally tell when and I think everyone can tell when someone's like even as a viewer, when they start talking about something, or they start talking about like anything that's on the screen.
Yeah.
That's like,
okay, they're looking for something to talk about.
But maybe that's just a speculation, right? I don't know if they really are running out of things to say, or they really are intrigued about that tree.
Or I think I
don't know, but
it definitely helped me realize what's a rhetorical question and when they're asking. Yeah. I think being a streamer helped me with that, because it's like, no, they're just commenting.
Yeah.
And they're not actually asking, kind of thing.
And it doesn't matter like what size streamer you are or what size stream you're watching. I think everyone, once you start streaming a little bit, you start noticing these things. And then like, because I watch streams for different reasons now, to extend that question, for different ideas about overlays, about mics, or like setups, or like I would never do that before, right? But now I would do that. If I see something really interesting, I would try to, because our stream is, I think we try to keep it simple as much as we can, because like with like what we did with the Elden Ring one was, usually everyone has that full screen type situation, the normal one. But I was like thinking, is there any way to make it look bigger?
Yeah.
By making the screen smaller. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, we have green screens, maybe we should try this. And then we kind of have this like movie theater like screening type situation going on in the back, and make us small, because we can make ourselves smaller if we use green screens, because all the box is not there. So I was like, maybe that might be more like a theatrical thing. Like if you've been on the channel before, we've tried to like cut the edges down so it looks like a movie, like the 16:9 type thing. We tried that because a different streamer was doing it, and we're like,
that looks really
cool. Looks really, and it was like when we were playing 14, so it would look more cinematic, and there's more space to put stuff like that. And that idea for the Elden Ring thing came from a different YouTube video.
Yeah.
When they were playing like a party game. And it was a Japanese channel that did a party game, and I was like, wait, that's so weird. The screen's smaller, but it looks bigger. When I was watching the stream, I was like, that looks big.
Yeah, I remember coming home to that, and you were like, yeah, we should do this.
Yeah, I was like,
so good. And it's like, oh, yeah, we should try it.
Because when we stream any game, we don't have to think about if we're covering up stuff on the screen.
Yeah.
And we don't have to change everything. And the screen still looks big enough. Actually, it looks big because we look tiny. Mm-hmm. Right? And so it's it just works for us. Yeah, I started looking for different things for sure. Like now that in the last 3 years. For sure. So yeah, thank you guys so much for these awesome questions. Is there something that wasn't? I didn't read through all the questions, so if there's anything that you want to talk about, Blue, I know we cut the first part short.
No, I think we talked about everything that was needed to be addressed. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think that's it.
I think we're pretty good.
But yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for all the cool questions, guys.
Another month. We'll see you guys in the next month. Actually, you know what? We'll see you guys on stream. So
yeah, we'll see you on stream.
But for the podcast, for the people that are listening, and maybe there's people out there that only listen to the podcast, we'll see you guys next month.
Oh, and I always wanted to mention.
Yeah.
But if anyone has any follow-up questions to the podcast, like, you're more than welcome to put it in or like follow up like comments and whatnot. You guys are more than welcome to put it in the Discord, like
Absolutely.
in the Twitch subs area. Now, you guys are more than welcome to, comment on things we say, or even like have any follow-up questions and whatnot. Like just put it in there. We'll read them. So
yeah, and then we'll answer them. So if there is any follow-up stuff, because I don't think waiting a month for that is just weird. So
yeah, we'll just answer it. Yeah.
If you guys have any follow-up. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
we'll see you guys next month on the So podcast.
And we'll see you on stream.
Yeah, take care.
Thanks.